Um, Hi, how you doing today? You're welcome to this mini orientation or mini video of how you can start your tech journey. And in this video, I'll try my best to simplify some courses that are in tech and how you can get started in it. So, a little introduction about myself. My name is Favor. I've been developing software for the past 4 years. So this video will be raw. I don't really plan editing much of on it, so I'll try my best to just speak like like you are here. Yes. So what this video entails is just to give you some brief of what some courses in tech is all about, and I know that with this, you'll be able to get started and know the course that you will be hoping up into. So, I just want to bring out my slide. Yeah, so there are different courses in tech. There are different courses, and the first one I'm going to be starting with is called yeah. Which one should I start with? The first one I'm going to be starting with is called graphic design. So what is graphic design? Graphic design is just a simple course, and what it entails is you creating visuals, you creating designs, you being able to represent expression through designs. And most, I don't know, maybe if you are conversant with social media, most of these platforms, their designs have been done by a graphic designer, right? And one thing about design is there are different type of design, right? There are social media design, there are posters design, there are brand designers, but all these are categorized into graphic design. So if you want to get started with graphic design, you are not doing any of coding. What you'll be familiar with is how to make use of their tools and colors, shapes, and the likes. So if you are doing graphic design, you are going to be designing. So the next course that I'm going to be talking on is UI UX. UX. So what's UI UX? UI UX is just almost the same thing with graphic design, and I'm still going to say that it's not the same thing because UI UX basically, what UI UX does is they also do the work of graphic design, but there's something called a website and there's something called a mobile app, right? Example, if you open google.com or a website, maybe youtube.com, or you open it with your app on your phone or through their website, the people that I mean the department that is responsible for designing how that website look like, how that mobile application look like. If you have let's say your bank application, people that are are, are are responsible in designing it, they are called the UI UX designer, or you can also call them a product designer. Please don't mix it up. They also call UI UX designer or a product designer. So what it does is they try to design a website, they try to design a mobile application and more. So if you are opening a bank tomorrow or you are opening an application tomorrow, the people responsible in designing how it look like is a UI UX designer or a product designer. So there is a bit difference between you designing and coding it. I'm going to get there, but that's what UI UX is all about. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the web designer or a web developer. There's a big there's a difference between a web designer and a web developer, but I'm going to merge it together. And what that means is if you are a web designer or you're a web developer, what you are going to be doing basically is you are going to be designing websites, They are going to be designing web applications, dashboards, and so many other things like that. Right? Do you get? So that's a web developer. They are responsible for developing your web application, and we have different type of web applications. Future, I'm going to be talking about those, and yeah, they are going to engage more in coding, right? They are going to engage. If you're a web designer, you are going to engage more into coding. And if you are starting your journey, you can start with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, ThemeWord, React, and the likes, Next.js and the like. So you are going to do coding, but please note that's a web developer. Now there's something also called web designer. It's still almost the same thing. They are developing a website, but the difference is most web designer, they don't code. They are tools that you can make use of in creating websites. Part of those tools are what's this guy called? I've forgotten. Yeah, maybe if I remember, I will. I remember some minutes ago, but I just know what happened. I forgot. So there are tools that you can make use of to design a website without coding. So we call them no code developer. So good. The next course that I'm going to be talking on is a mobile app developer. So what's mobile app and what did they do? I started my journey as a mobile app developer. That was in 2022. So as a mobile app developer, what you are responsible, what you are going to learn is how to develop mobile applications. And what are mobile applications? Mobile applications are applications that run on your mobile phones, be it Android or iOS, be it your iPhones, your Tecno, your Samsung, your Infinix. People responsible in coding or developing the application is a mobile app developer. Please, there is something that I don't want you to mix up here. And if you remember the first time I said a UI UX designer or a product designer is responsible for developing a website or and also a mobile app, right? But what they are doing as a UI UX designer is that they are designing it. They are giving it shapes. They are trying to show you how it's going to look like. Let me just use that English. But the people responsible in making it responsive and something you can use on your browser or your phone, there are people that will code it. They are the web developer and also the mobile app developer. So if you are going to be doing any of those tools, you should know that you are going to code a lot. You are going to code. And as a mobile app developer, part of the languages or programming language they are going to be making use of is React Native, Flutter, Kotlin, Java, Swift, and so many others. So the next thing I'm going to be going to is the backend developer. So now, what is a backend developer? So before going into a backend or explaining backend developer, I'll try to explain what a front end developer means. So in short, you might not really grasp it very well, but a front end developer is somebody that designs something that you open your Facebook, you open your Twitter, you open your WhatsApp. The people that code it, what you are seeing, they are the what? They are the front end developers. But there is also a category of people that deals with functionalities, that deals with database, that deals with how data is being moved from your phone. Imagine you want to send me a WhatsApp message. The people responsible for how that message is being sent from your friend phone to your phone. they are the backend developers. They are the one that interact with the logic, with the functionalities, with the database, storing of data, and so on other things. So if you are a backend developers, there are a lot of places you can get to work or get to practice your skills. Part of the programming language that is being there's a lot of programming language used in backend development, right? And part of them is Node.js, PHP, Golang. We have Java. We have so many languages that is being used for backend development. And let's say that you can write a web application and you can also write a backend application, meaning that you can write both the user interface and also the functionalities and logic. Those type of people, they are called the full stack developer. So meaning that you know both the what, the design, you can write the design in which the UI UX have done. You can code it into a functional something, and you can also write the backend as well. Those people are called the full stack developers. I hope I'm not confusing. Yeah. So the next course that I'm going to be going to is digital marketing. So what does digital marketers does? Digital marketer does a simple work, and that's it's not a simple work. It's not a simple work. But what digital marketing does is they bring an online presence into a product or services. They bring an online presence into a product or services. I know there are a lot of times that you might have seen some product online, maybe through an advertisement or maybe through something. Maybe you are just scrolling on your Instagram reels and you get to see a product, or you are scrolling through a post and you get to see a product. Part of those people, the people responsible in getting that product from where it's been developed into that online space or online presence that are called a digital marketer. They market things digitally. That's why it's called digital marketing. It's not just come and buy this, come and buy that. It's being done online digitally. So if you're a digital marketer, you are going to be making use of tools like like managing social medias, advertisement, and so many other things like that. I really don't know much on digital marketing, but this that I said, at least it's going to give you an introduction of what the course is about. So we also have video editing. So what video editing and and animation does is they are responsible in, there are so many videos that you get to see. I don't know, but there's something happening these days that a lot of people are getting to video, content. Yeah, a lot of people are getting into video content. And for you to be to successfully do video content, you have to edit well. You have to Please, there's a difference between a videographer and a video editor. A videographer is somebody, that goes to an event, capture you yourself, you can even capture an event, a scenario. But we have video editing. Video editing means you are bringing those scenario. It can be in different clips. You are bringing it together, editing it, joining it together, right? So that's video editing. So they make use of tools like CapCut, Adobe. I've forgotten Adobe Premiere or something, and so many other tools. So they are responsible for editing your pictures. Sorry, your videos. They are responsible for editing your or making animations, right? They could also do animations. So that's the work of what, video editing. So another one that I'm going to be talking about is cyber security. So what does cybersecurity does? As you know, most of the activities that we do these days, they are online things. They are things that are done online. And in as much you are thinking of something being good and working perfectly, there are also people at the background thinking of ways of exploiting that thing. So what cybersecurity does is they try to protect a product or a services online, in the sense that let's say your website as an organization, so that an attacker doesn't just attack you, right? One of the work of a cybersecurity is that it tries to protect the platform from attackers. They try to orientate the platform for attackers. They try to test things out before exploitation, right? Imagine if your bank just, just announce one day that we have been hacked. 100% of our money is gone. How will you feel? So good. So most organizations have a cyber security analyst that they are there, and they are, they are just guiding things. So that's what cybersecurity is about. Cybersecurity is different from ethical hacking. Cybersecurity is different from ethical hacking. I wish I can explain more, but that's what I'm going to be stopping for now. Or let me just put it that ethical hacking is the art of hacking or attacking a platform or a services or a product or a product, but in the sense that you have the let me give you an example. Let's say that I'm the one in charge of building a platform like First Bank. First Bank is a bank in what, in Nigeria. Let's say that I'm the one in charge of it, right? As a cybersecurity in the place, one of the way I can successfully test their platform is that I try to exploit it, I try to attack it, right? So if I try to attack it and I get to see that, oh, there's a loophole in this place, I can quickly inform the developers to fix it out. So there is an internal in the organization. There are those people that they are paid to like attack the platform such a way that loopholes can easily be found before the platform going or pushing to public. You get, that's the work of ethical hacking. Ethical hacking, it means that you have the authority. It's not as if you are trying to exploit the platform at the back. You have the authority, you have the, the permission to test it out. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is product management. So what does product management mean? Product management, we also call it PM. So what does product management? It's product management entails let me give an example. Let's say I want to develop an application like Facebook, right? If I want to develop an application like Facebook, let's say this guy wants to develop an application like Facebook. If they come to meet me as a developer, right? If they come to meet me, I might not really get the full scope of the project. So one of the people that are in charge of getting the full scope and managing a project, they are called the project manager. So when the CEO or the person with the idea want to build a product, they reach out to the project manager first. The project manager is the one that will now try to structure and try to bring a full concept of the project, right? Sometimes you might have an idea and you don't just know how to process it. But a product manager, they are going to break everything down. They are going to tell you that, okay, if you are building this is how it should look like with this experience as a user. This is what they're expecting. They'll do research and so many other things like that. So that's the work of a product manager. And beyond that, they also manage the product. In the process of building or development, they are also in charge of it, building it and developing it. So good. Okay. We were talking about, there's another course called software engineer or software development. Don't let them use bread to quell me obeje, or don't let them use big English. Software engineer just basically for now, it goes beyond this, but I just want to bring it to the basic. It's more like a full stack developers or engineer. I told you earlier that a full stack developer is somebody that does the front end and the back end. You get good. So that's basically what software engineering is about. Somebody that does both the front end and the back end. it's beyond that, but at least that's the basics. So another thing, another course here is data science and data analytics. There's a difference between data analytics and data science. So I don't know if you have been hearing, which I know that you have been hearing, there is something going on now called data. So what's data? We have okay, let me try to break it down. So you have a shop, you have a store, and every day everyone coming to that store are buying things and you are documenting it, right? Now, as you are documenting it, there's a way you can know that okay, this also day I make 30K, this also day I make 50K. So all those things that people are buying, they are documenting, they are called data. So one of the people that can help you to to get an insight, to help you understand that sorry, what is selling more in your product, right? Let's say that I'm selling three things and I reach out to a data analyst, and the data analyst can help me to analyze that thing very well based on the data that I've given them, that okay, this is my track record of what I've been selling for the past 3 months. The data analyst can help me, oh, this is what is actually going on, this is what is selling more, right? This one is selling more. Then I can know, okay, since this is selling more, why can't I just what build more on this, get more on this? Do you get? So a data analyst work at different sectors. They work in they basically work at any sector that there is data. Even in hospital, there's data analyst in the place. I don't know, but a lot of I have seen a lot of medical students that they went on to go and learn analysis for their internship and the like. So as an analyst, you are expected to be making use of tools like pandas, like math, like I've forgotten this guy. It's owned by Google. I've forgotten. So good. So as an analyst, you'll be given a data and you will try to bring out insights from that data and also explain it. So the other sector is, or the other category is data science. So what data science does is, beyond just developing, beyond just bringing insight from data, that okay, these are so things that are happening in this data. These are so things that we recommend to you. Data scientists can help you to build models. Data scientists can further more into artificial intelligence, right? People that build all these ChatGPT, WhatsApp AI, Meta AI, and the like, they also started as a data scientist. They try to, a lot of people will be like, all these social media platforms, they are collecting our data, all your messages, they are collecting it. I don't know if it's true, I don't know if it's wrong. But what I'm just saying is, all those your data, there are part of things that are used in making all these AI, all these large language model, LLM, and the likes. So the basics is, as I said, data is everything. The basics is getting that data right, getting the right insight, building a model on it, trying to publish or do something with that model, and you can even end up into building a simple LLM or a model for prediction, like all these ChatGPT and like. So that's the work of data science. So if you start from data science, you can go into machine learning. And what does all this machine learning does? There are those that work on a lot of large things. I basically don't know much on it, but I just know this. So there's one called cloud computing. So cloud computing, everything on the internet, everything on the internet, they are hosted on a server. And what is a server? Server is just like a computer, but it's on the internet, right? Let's say that you open your Microsoft Word or you type a document in your computer If I want to access that document, the best place I can access it is what? Opening your computer and what? And getting it out. Right? Do you get? But for servers, it's also the same case, just that it's hosted somewhere in the internet. So as it's hosted somewhere in the internet, right, the people in charge of managing it, they are called the cloud engineers. And that's what cloud computing is about, how you can manage those server and some many other things. So there's also DevOps. DevOps is closely related, but DevOps is just, let me explain DevOps because that's another concept on its own. Yeah, I think you also mentioned virtual assistant or something. Uh, Let me check. So virtual assistant or something. So what does virtual assistant means? Virtual assistance is like a secretary, but your work is more like you're assisting someone, and the person is paying you, or you are doing a services for the person, right? Let me give an example. Let's say that I'm having a lot of work, and for my planning of my course, the person that will help me to schedule course, that will remind me of my course, the person that can help me to prepare a document, the person that can help me to reach out to my team. Instead of doing all of those jobs, I can just get a virtual assistant. So it doesn't the person does not necessarily have to be at my office. The person can be somewhere else, but with the use of the internet, the person can schedule all these things and do all these tasks, right? From their space, and it's getting delivered. So that's basically what virtual assistant is all about. And it's a very paid something. Thank you.